Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, if you've been building anything with AI, you know there's this huge gap, right? Between a fun little chatbot and a really powerful application that actually works. Well, today, we're going to bridge that gap. We're moving beyond just simple prompts and into the world of real engineering. You've probably been here before. You give an AI a big, complicated task, something with multiple steps, and you watch it start off strong, but then it just kind of gets lost. It forgets what it was supposed to be doing, goes off on some weird tangent. It's so frustrating. Well, that experience actually has a name: context drift. And that is the exact problem we're going to solve today. For pretty much all of us, our journey with AI starts right here, with the simple act of just writing a good prompt. And that brings us to prompt engineering. This is really the art of finding just the right words, crafting the perfect little instruction to get a better answer in a single back and forth. You ask for a poem, you ask for a bit of code, and you get a response. It's a pretty straightforward conversation. But what happens when that simple conversation just isn't cutting it anymore? When you're trying to build something real, something that has to work reliably every single time. Well, that's when you start to see the cracks appear. So, Andrej Karpathy came up with this fantastic term for this: vibe coding. And it's that kind of magical feeling you get when you whip up a quick demo just by talking to an AI. It's amazing for showing off an idea. But the problem is, it's built on vibes, not on the solid engineered foundation. So the second you try to scale it or add any real complexity, the whole thing just tends to fall apart. And here's exactly why that happens. Simple prompting just wasn't built for creating robust applications. The AI can start making stuff up, hallucinating, it drifts away from the original goal, and its logic gets really inconsistent. You end up with something that is just nowhere near ready for production. So, how do we get past this? Well, we level up. We move from just prompting to adopting a real engineering discipline. And this isn't about throwing away what we already know. It's about building something much more powerful right on top of it. And that brings us to context engineering. Now, this isn't a replacement for prompt engineering. Think of it as a superset. It's about graduating from just crafting a clever sentence to architecting an entire system. A system designed to feed the AI all the context it needs: the rules, the examples, the files, the constraints, before it even writes a single line of code. So this is the real shift in mindset. Prompt engineering is tactical, right? You're trying to get the next best response in a chat. But context engineering is strategic. You are building a complete, reliable system for a production-ready AI that can handle really complex, multi-step jobs without ever getting lost. I love this analogy. Think about it this way. If the AI model is the computer's processor, the CPU, then its context window, that's all the information it can hold in its head at one time, that's its RAM, its working memory. So context engineering is basically the art of becoming an expert at managing that limited RAM so the AI can perform incredibly complex tasks. And here's another awesome way to look at it. An AI agent has a bunch of different parts, right? The model itself, any tools it can use, its memory. You can think of those as all the ingredients for a burger. Well, context engineering is the instruction manual. It's the blueprint that tells the AI exactly how to assemble that burger, how all those components fit together perfectly to get the job done. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like when you do it? I mean, how do you really give an AI a full instruction manual? Well, one of the most effective strategies out there right now is called the Product Requirement Prompt, or the PRP framework. It was developed by a creator named Rasmus, and it's a perfect example of how you can apply a really structured, systematic approach to building with an AI. And the whole philosophy behind it is simple, something we've known in programming forever: garbage in, garbage out. If you give an AI a vague, messy set of instructions, you are going to get a vague, messy result. The PRP framework is designed to fix that, to make sure the AI gets a super high-quality, structured input so it can generate a production-ready output. So, how's it work? It's basically a 4-step process. First, you define your plan in a file. Then,
The AI takes that and generates a really detailed technical blueprint. And now for the most important step, validate. This is where you, the human developer, step in to review and approve the AI's plan. You are always in control. And only after you've signed off do you hit execute and let the AI build the application from that approved blueprint.
Now, the PRP framework is just one strategy. It's actually part of this whole growing toolkit for managing context. You've got other techniques like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, which helps the AI pull in external knowledge when it needs it. Others act like filters, summarizing or pruning information so that AI only focuses on what's critical. The point is, this is a deep and evolving engineering discipline.
So, all of this leads to the most practical question of all, right? Which tool should you use for which job? When is a simple prompt totally fine? And when do you really need to step up to full-blown context engineering?
Let's break it down real quick. For brainstorming or asking quick questions, simple prompt engineering is perfect. If you want to spin up a fast demo to show off an idea, vibe coding is your friend. But the second you need to build a production-ready app, or you're trying to get an AI to work inside an existing, complicated code base, you have to switch to context engineering. It's really the only way you're going to get reliability and consistency. And what we're talking about here isn't just some new trick or technique. It really is a fundamental shift in how we're going to build software from now on. Ultimately, this is about moving beyond a simple command and response relationship with AI. We're heading towards a true collaboration. We're not just telling an AI what to do in the moment anymore. We're giving it the deep knowledge and structure it needs to become a genuine partner in building things. And that kind of leaves us with this final thought. If prompt engineering was like our first simple conversation with AI, then maybe context engineering is how we finally start building the future with AI, taking on the biggest, most ambitious projects we can dream up. This is really the start of a whole new way to build. Thanks for watching.